Ma'am, would you state your name for the record, please?
I'm not Ms. Lathan, I'm principal. I am J. Ruth Bay, cardholder and principal of Jade Lathan.
Your Honor, I did attempt.
Mr. Overwater, while she's given that, is this the person that you know to be the individual named in the complaint? If not, we are going to have a problem, and I will have this person, since she got up here, taken into custody. We will do fingerprints and we will determine her identity by our standards. So we can do it one of two ways.
Judge, I don't question that she is physically the person that is alleged to have committed these offenses. What I do believe is that there is an issue as to competency.
For the record, I do not know this man, and I did send him a cease and desist to not represent me. However, thank you, Your Honor. I am the principal and cardholder of Jade Ruth and Lathan, and beneficiary.
Very well. Mr. Overwater, you are on this case, so what do you wish?
Judge, I believe that at this point, the issue of competency needs to be raised. So I would ask for a competency evaluation, this matter be sent over for a competency hearing.
I'm not
Pursuant to
asking
the
for
statute.
anything, and that's, I mean, from the horse's mouth.
I'll need an order.
I did turn in my statement of fact so that there's more than the police record on the record. I have not harmed anyone, and the cameras will reflect that if we are to go that far. But I would like to motion to settle.
I don't know what that means.
Oh, I want to settle because I'm the cardholder in X relation to the principal, and I do not want to be
I have
mistaken.
no idea what you're talking about.
Okay, I yield.
Thank you. Forensic evaluation is ordered. I'll order a competency hearing. I'll set that competency hearing for Amy.
June 6th.
June 6, 2024, 9 a.m.
2002.
At this time, bond will continue. Mr. Overwater, prepare the order, please.
I will do that, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Court calls case People versus Jade Lathan.
Mr. Canapa for the people.
Kenneth Overwater, Assistant Public Defender on behalf of Ms. Lathan, who's approaching. Ms. Lathan, would you state your name for the record, please?
J. Ruth Bay, beneficiary of the principal.
Your Honor, I have spoken with Ms. Lathan several times. We've reviewed some of the discovery. We are looking into some potential resolutions. I'd ask to adjourn the probable cause conference. I would ask for more than 2 weeks.
August 29th, 2024, 9 a.m. Bond continued. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I'm J. Ruth Bay, the nationality of Moorish American, beneficiary of the principal Jade Lathan, and I'm making this special appearance at District 15, Michigan Court of Law under threat, duress, and coercion. I'm asking the prosecutor to dismiss this case on the grounds that there is no injured party. Plus, I have the right to a speedy trial, and this is the 5th time I've made an appearance for this in the case of this case in the court of law since February 2024 for the arraignment. Since the arraignment, when the Ann Arbor Police Department apprehended me unlawfully and kidnapped me, forcing me to take fingerprinting and a mugshot when I am not a criminal. Officers Morgan Parker 15400 and AA Condolis 02002 claimed I fit a so-called description and also violently attacked me and produced a false police report against my person. These officers falsely accused me of committing crimes that the tapes do not show me doing at all. These tapes do not show me doing at all any of the things that I'm being accused of, as I've never harmed another person in my life, and certainly not an officer of the law, officer of the peace, and I have on file with the public defender, Kenneth Overwater right here to my left, a character letter from my former teacher proving that I've always been well-behaved, a well-behaved student, and have always gotten good grades and have no history of foul play or violence, which is still true to this day. My legal representation on the day of the arraignment on February 2024, who helped grant me my freedom on bond, has already stated on the record that I have no history of violent offenses, which is the truth. And I assume why I was granted my freedom from police custody. I would lastly like to say that on March 11, 2024, I was denied 2 main sources of evidence for my case via my personal FOIA request that would have easily shown my innocence. These 2 things are the mobile gas station cameras, and that will show the young boy already on the phone when I walked into the gas station. But either way, I was not at all acting out of the ordinary or belligerent. I was nothing but kind to everyone in that store. And I'm nothing but peaceful, and I'm saddened that I have been accused of behaviors that are not true. And I would like to exclaim that I'm a victim of a false 911 police call when I had no idea I only know that because of the police report that I got after the fact. I humbly ask both the prosecutor and the judge that this case be dismissed because I have school and I have church to attend, and my college studies have already began on August 26th at the community college. And I'm asking you to grant me my justice from this, taking up my time, because my time is very valuable to my community and I once again like to motion to settle this case for full dismissal in a speedy manner, because this case has already been in default judgment since the date of March 7, 2024, and I yield.
All right, so that we know that the review of the court's file, I've heard everything that the defendant has said. Court's review of the file, that none of the requests to adjourn were at the request of the people. It was always at the request of the defense in terms of any delay in these proceedings. Secondly, I do not need a response from the people. If I consider that a motion to dismiss, that motion to dismiss is denied. Where do we need to go now, Mr. Overwater?
Just be asking for an adjournment of the probable cause conference.
Any objection from the people?
No, Your Honor, I have offered a misdemeanor offer of 1 count of intent resisting obstructing the police. I'll leave that offer open to the next CCC.
September 19th, 2024, 9 a.m. In this matter, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
What happens when a courtroom stops feeling like a place of order and suddenly turns into a battlefield of identity, ideology, and open defiance? Today, we're stepping inside a Michigan courtroom where a routine hearing quickly transforms into something far more unsettling. A woman refuses to acknowledge her own legal name, challenges the authority of the court itself, and insists she is a sovereign citizen operating under a completely different identity. The judge is visibly caught off guard. The defense struggles to keep pace. And what follows is a tense, unpredictable clash between a rule of law and deeply held personal belief. This is a case of People versus Jade Lem, or, as the defendant repeatedly insists, J. Ruth Bay. From the opening moments, it becomes clear that this hearing will not follow a normal script. Jade immediately rejects the state's authority to even identify her. She does not deny the name Jade Lem, but instead claims she is the principal and cardholder of that name, not the person the court is attempting to prosecute. This language is familiar to anyone who has followed sovereign citizen or Moorish American ideology, where individuals argue that they exist outside government jurisdiction due to historical, contractual, or symbolic interpretations of the law. But here's the critical reality. U.S. courts do not recognize those arguments. Judge Simpson responds swiftly and firmly. He explains that the court operates on established legal standards, not personal belief systems. If the defendant refuses to properly identify herself, the judge warns the court has the authority to take her into custody and verify her identity through fingerprints and state records. The message is unmistakable. This courtroom runs on law, not ideology. As the exchange continues, the tension escalates. Jade repeatedly interrupts proceedings, insists the court has no jurisdiction over her, and demands that the case be dismissed or settled based on her claimed sovereign status. For an average viewer, her statements may sound like complex legal arguments. Inside a courtroom, however, they carry no recognized legal meaning. What the judge hears is not a valid defense, but a refusal to engage with the legal process as it exists. Then comes a turning point that changes the direction of the hearing entirely. Jade's public defender raises concerns about her competency. This is a serious and consequential move. When a defense attorney questions a client's competency, they are essentially asking whether the defendant understands the proceedings and can meaningfully assist in their own defense. If the answer is no, the case cannot legally move forward. The judge orders a forensic psychological evaluation, meaning mental health professionals will assess whether Jade is mentally fit to stand trial. This moment shifts the atmosphere in the room. The hearing is no longer just about ideology or defiance. It becomes about capacity, understanding, and mental health. The court pauses not to punish, but to determine whether the defendant can even participate in the process she is so passionately rejecting. As the transcript continues, Jade repeatedly files motions to dismiss, settle, or terminate the case. She uses terms like sovereignty, duress, false arrest, unlawful fingerprinting, and claimed she was a victim of a false 911 call. From her perspective, these aren't abstract arguments. They are deeply personal accusations. Her voice carries genuine frustration, confusion, and conviction, whether or not her claims have legal merit. Her belief that she has been wronged is unmistakable. This is where the hearing becomes especially compelling. It's no longer just a legal exchange, it's an emotional one. Jade is not playing a role. She truly believes the system has violated her rights. The judge, on the other hand, is bound by procedure, precedent, and statute. He cannot rule based on belief or emotion, only on what the law allows. When a judge ultimately denies her motion to dismiss, it isn't an act of cruelty or dismissal of her feelings. It's a legal necessity. Court records show that delays in the case were largely requested by the defense, not the prosecution. From a legal standpoint, there is no violation of her right to a speedy trial. The law, in this context, is clear, even if the situation feels anything but. And this is the real takeaway from this hearing. It perfectly illustrates the fragile balance between personal belief and legal authority. You can question the system. You can challenge it. You can even reject it philosophically. But inside a courtroom, jurisdiction, identity, and procedure are not optional. They are the foundation on which the entire system operates. At the same time, moments like this are why courtroom recordings captivate so many people. They remind us that justice isn't just about statutes and case law. It's about human beings, about fear, conviction, misunderstanding, and resistance. It's about how far someone is willing to go to stand by their beliefs, even when the system refuses to see the world the same way. Now I want to hear from you. Do you think Jade truly misunderstood the legal system, or was she intentionally defying it? Was this a genuine fight for personal freedom, or a fundamental misunderstanding of how the law works? Share your thoughts in the comments below.